were talking with him earlier, if you remember a couple of episodes back, you still have your first drum set.
I sure do.
And you still play it to this very day.
I sure do. The Nasty Eskimo Extravaganza. She's my gal.
I love that name.
She's my woman. And I beat her to death.
Let's get a little geeky about it. Let's talk everything. Let's get into the heads and the brands and what do you prefer. And
heads would be definitely Remo. I really enjoy the pinstripe. As far as sticks go, I like Goodwood just because you can buy them in bulk on Musician's Friend. It's probably the only thing I normally buy on Musician's Friend ever. I like to buy local at Hanson's. Most of everything that I use is from Hanson Music here in town. So
I got one Gibson guitar from there.
Right on.
Still one of my favorites, Chocolate Thunder.
Right on.
That's what its name is. Yeah.
Right on.
Gothic. Dave got one in Endeavor, and I was like, I'm jealous. But
yeah, and it's all just Zildjian cymbals. I got 2 crashes, a China, a ride, a hi-hat, and a splash, and a trash hat, which is literally a piece of trash, and 2 rack toms, 2 floor toms, and the color is green wash. And,
do you set it up just traditional style? Do you have your own kind of?
I kind of
your spacing and everything. But
I kind
do
of
you do anything out of the ordinary? I guess.
Not really. I learned from Jason Foster, and I kind of just mimicked his style because when I would go in and take lessons from him over at Hanson's, he had the lineup that I am comfortable with now. I mean, everyone's different, but I mean, same idea.
I kind of tell us we got 6 strings and we got to hold it this way, and we're kind of limited, and we can do stuff with amplifiers and effects and that kind of stuff. But
it's really nice jamming with these guys because we got small stages here in town, but for 3 people, it's pretty basic music. So, as far as setting up my drum set, it's just I look up a lot to Vinnie Paul's old Cowboys from Hell lineup because he just had the 3 down and he had I wish I had another China on my left side, but I don't have that. But mostly it just comes from my sensei, Jason Foster.
Cool.
Yep.
I scared the hell out of Vinnie Paul in the Shrine parking lot. He was standing on the Shrine parking lot. I was dropping Volbeat off after interviewing him. And I just walked up to him, and there's this giant guy walking up to him in the parking lot. What is this guy? But he just saw me drop off the other band, so he wasn't too worried about it. But I told him about Sud's Hut for barbecue, and then I was scolded later because it was terrible.
Really?
So I got scolded by Vinnie Paul, but he shaves his beard like Peter Criss whiskers. What are you going to do?
Right.
He sure does.
Tony, let's talk, get geeky on your gear.
I play Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
I think Thunderbirds are the way to go. Back when I was a kid, there's a Elvin Gibbs book where he toured with Iggy Pop, and he was like the hired gun through.
Was he in charge of the peanut butter? Or?
Yeah. It's like throw it out there.
Yeah.
What's the line like? Maybe your kids will go get a nice lemonade after he gets the peanut butter off. But he always said that like Thunderbirds are the Cadillac of basses, and if you're gonna play metal or rock, you need to have a Thunderbird. It's heavy, makes a lot of racket. Twiggy Ramirez is a Thunderbirds. I've seen Duff McKagan, Duff McKagan's kind of like my guy. Nicky Six, of course.
Yeah, did he have his own signature Gibson, or did he do an off-brand but knockoff?
Well, I think he's had a couple, because he had an Hamer too during the 80s.
Yeah. The checkerboard days in the Theater Pain when they all looked like the fucky instead of the fucker, or whatever.
Yeah, and I've got a Hamer, but not a Thunderbird Hamer. I'm looking at getting some more. I'm kind of okay with. I've tried getting a whole bunch of pedals, and I looked at the Billy Sheehan stuff, and I've done all those kind of things, and it was like, if you just go back to basics, get a Thunderbird and an amp.
So you're fairly stripped down and just go straight ahead.
There's too many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
It's just I don't have time for messing with wires.
That's good philosophy.
Looking for a battery. Yeah. It's like you're there to hold the
troubleshooting.
Yeah, you're there to hold the spine or the backbone of the song.
With you two and that whole dynamic, is that coming together good?
I can tell you that there's something special about being a 3-piece.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a chance to shine. And there's nothing wrong with 2 guitar players, but sometimes, one might get buried behind another, or, with the 3-piece, everyone's out there for the whole world to see. It's very unforgiving, but in a good way.
A little isolated.
Yeah.
You're kind of on 3 islands.
And a lot of it has to do with attitude, really. If I'm sitting on stage and I got these guys looking at me like, who the hell are you? What do you got? Doesn't bother me. That gets me a little excited because I'm like, you know, you want to watch something, motherfucker? Watch this, bitch. And it just makes me play harder. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. Hanging your wing. I was like,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
So are you gonna keep it at a 3-piece band
Yes.
Yes.
Unless we find a singer. Now
Ah.
I'm open to have a singer,
Yeah, well-
but he's got to beat me out. He's got to do better. If he can do better than me, he can have the job.
No,
The
Because
thing
at the
about
end
this,
of
if
the
you're
day,
doing
it's
most
about
of
the
the
music.
songwriting, it's about the, you know, believing it. It's about
Right.
the way that you're presenting it as opposed to just singing it and singing
Right.
words on paper.
That's true.
It's how you're, yeah.
And it's coming right from my heart.
Nice.
I
So-
wouldn't get a singer unless you had to.
Right.
I don't think anyone. I
This
don't
guy's
think
fighting
anyone.
me on
Dave,
it.
Dave Mustaine's never gotten a singer.
Right.
He
You ain't
should
gonna
have,
beat him.
but nobody's going to sing with
No
that kind of
offense.
aggression. Nobody's
Right.
going to sing those words the way he does.
I think he sounds
Yeah.
better than Mustaine for sure.
Yeah.
I'd still love to.
Well,
edit that
Donald
later.
Duck would sound better than
So,
like a coyote in a trash compactor.
So here's another one for you. So I'm basically I run a Marshall
Mhm.
triple super lead JCM 2000. I'm typically a Jackson guy, but I did recently pick up a BC Rich Warlock similar to yours over here, and found that to be really nice.
I like the thin neck. I like the
Yeah. It's actually the Joey Jordison signature model.
Also, that
It
is doesn't
plays-
have any fret markings in it. It's all
right.
ebony fretboard and everything.
Yeah,
Cool.
and it plays like a dream. As far as effects go, I try to keep it really basic. I run a wah, I got a tuner, and I think I got a MXR flanger.
Yeah.
But you know, and that's just my preference. You know, I'm the type of guy that just says, plug me in and let me go. Try to keep it basic. I know guys that will have this Cadillac amp, and they'll use a clean channel and run their distortion off of a pedal. It's like, dude, you have a Cadillac and you're driving a freaking Kia, you know. So that's, you know, plug me in, turn it up, let's go.
Nice. I put mine on. I think it was that metal show I was watching with Gilby Clark,
Yeah,
and Ace Frehley was
I saw that
on
one.
there, and he said something about putting the Marshall all in fives, and
Right.
so I came back here and put the Marshall all in fives, and I actually grabbed the Gibson at the time, plugged it in, and it sounded like rock and roll over. I was like,
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to sound like. So that's what I leave it on all the time now.
That's interesting.
But it's just
Of course, I know someone. My old guitar player, he sets his mid treble and bass to 666.
There you go.
Do you ever turn it to 11?
Yeah, I don't got the Spinal Tap edition. Doesn't go to, mine only goes to 10.
Damn.
I'm not real good at counting. I don't know if I could get to 11.
Get 4 at least one, too.
Yeah.
You guys don't want that to blow up and turn into jelly either, though.
No, I'm still working on that one night.
Nice.
Stay away from Stonehenge.
All right, so let's talk.
Better radio voice than me.
Thank you. Sure.
You all have a better radio voice than me.
Because we smoke a lot more.
That's right. Get the R&R and the Marlboros.
Right.
Put it to work.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Hard at work every day.
Do you know that
Tomlinson's
when a
living.
girl is attracted to you, her voice gets higher?
Awesome.
That's why every girl that talks to me sounds like Batman.
And with that, let's talk. Songwriting and recording. Obviously, you guys working on stuff together. You're coming up with some of the stuff. You're getting some assistance. Let's talk recording. Where are we at with that process? as far as when do we have
Here's the philosophy.
the CD release party?
Okay. And again, you know, I see all these bands around town. Nothing against anybody, okay? But everyone's talking about, oh, we're doing our own recording. We're gonna do it here. I got this piece of equipment. We're gonna do our recording, and it's gonna take us months or whatever. We're gonna skip that process, and we're just gonna go straight to getting professional recording. We're not gonna screw around with trying to do it ourselves
Yeah.
or anything like that. We're just gonna fork over the money and have it done. And when it's done, it's gonna be, you know, tight and high fidelity, where it's good production.
Yeah.
Well, there's no point in messing around with
No
all
point
that
in
other
screwing
shit.
around,
Like if
right?
you wanted,
Now, are you
Well,
guys?
what are you
Do it,
saying?
then do it.
Are you guys planning on doing it, tracking it all at once? Going back and fixing things, or are you planning on doing it individually?
You
With
know-
the 3-piece,
Right, we can
I
almost
mean-
get off with pulling it off live.
yeah,
Probably.
because you can get enough isolation in a
Right.
studio setting to have.
Except for the
next
vocals.
step.
We'll probably go in
Go-
live for the music and
Yeah.
come back and do the vocals.
Post.
Yeah.
But